Hey, what's up, Joe fans? Thanks for tuning into Action Media Reviews. I got a box in the mail today. A few boxes in the mail today. But this one, we're going to open it up right here. See what's inside. It's from Hasbro Pulse. I've seen some friends getting these today. Pretty excited about them. The brand new O-Ring G.I. Joe retro figures. O-Ring as the retro line should be. I got two sets. Yes, count them. Two sets in that box. And they come in the mailer. You order two, and they get shipped in a box with a little bit of packing material. I don't know what it looks like if you just order one, but we'll go ahead and slice the tape here on one of these boxes, and it smells like paper. Now we have that really cool 2-pack display box. This Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack display box. And those of you who already have these, or those who got the Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes 2-pack set, you're familiar with this box. The fact that inside will be two carded figures, and this little compartment down here on the bottom will contain some additional accessories for those figures. So let's go ahead and pop this out here. Get that tape cut. I don't want to destroy the box, so that's how I'm going to open it so I don't tear the flaps. See what we got here. Now, they are going with plastic-free packaging for the most part now, which is why the additional accessories are in the bottom, wrapped in paper. This is just a little card. We'll throw that away. Nothing else in that section. And close that piece back up, and we'll go ahead and open this section here. Again, pulling it so the flap does not tear. Now, as we've discussed many times with the retro figures, you have these cheap, flimsy, thin card backs that are nothing like the original card backs. These are more akin to Funskool, I think. Actually, they might be a little bit thicker than Funskool, but they are not as thick as the original G.I. Joe cards. But it's unpunched. Of course it's unpunched. It's never seen a peg hook in a store. But you've got a nice size bubble here. These will fit the Mock Masters Made in America UV protective 3.75 case. I've shown you those many times. I'm not going to be putting these in one of those cases. I'm actually going to open these figures up, and I have something else in store for them. But here we have the Trooper. Go ahead and take a look, and we'll do a first-person perspective opening of the figures. Paint apps look good. A Facebook friend of mine showed photos earlier today, just a couple of hours ago, where he opened some of his figures, and they had some pretty messed up paint apps. So that's something you might want to be on the lookout for. He's going to contact Hasbro and see if they will replace them or do something for them. And it was only on the Officer that he found the messed up paint apps. But here is the Cobra Officer. This one looks fantastic. Yes, figure looks really good. One of the things with the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow set, even inside the sealed packaging, there was a little bit of a stress mark on the elbows, and Hasbro has said that the material that they made the lower arms out of is a more pliable, less rigid material to combat broken thumb issues. They don't want to have any broken thumbs on these figures. That looks like a mold problem actually on the Officer. The hand looks a little funky. Now, these two figures actually have different molds. I think that the thighs are the same and the waist is the same. The lower legs are different. The lower arms are actually, the lower and upper arms are different. The torsos are different, and the heads are of a different mold as well. So these figures are pretty much a completely different figure. Hey, you know what? The waist is different as well, and so is the upper leg. So both figures are completely different molds, except for maybe the functional pieces in the arms. You know, like the elbow swivel, that might be the same part across the two figures, and probably the posts for the shoulders are most likely the same. But aesthetically speaking, these two figures are of two completely different molds. Let me see here. What do we have on the back? We have these generic ass file cards that don't really say anything. One of on the trooper, you have the one of the nameless, faceless legions of Cobra Command. Each Cobra is highly skilled in the use of explosives, small arms, sabotage, and martial arts. Now, on the officer, Cobra officers are frontline fighters who lead Cobra attack units into battle. Many are also believed to be operating as spies. All right, so I'm going to move some stuff around here. We're going to get a first-person perspective of the opening of these figures, not just the big display box here, but we're going to open the actual blisters of the figures and check them out. I'm going to slice around the edge of the bubble. I don't want to destroy the packaging completely. Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw the packaging away, so let's get this bad boy off here. There we go. How'd you like that? Just tear right into it. Oh, don't need these out here. Working on some Headhunters bats. Yeah, here they are, like various stages of completion. Here we have the officer. We'll get him out by his legs. Man, you know what? I don't like these. I love them and hate them. These thermoformed bubbles for the figures. Sometimes the accessories or the figure will be super tight in this, and it's like it's vacuum formed around the figure. And I've had some stuff actually like almost pull apart. I've seen some figures break trying to get them out of the package. So here we have the AK-47, which is in a flat black. I mean, there's almost a crystal and metallic look to this plastic. It's very much different from the original AK-47 that was included with the officer figure. I dig it. Looks cool. And here you have the officer. So head swivels, locks in place. Construction on these is really, really nice. They feel great. Joints are tight, not so tight that you're going to break something. Hopefully they have done something about the risk of exploding a heel on these. I think this might be, yeah, see, that's a more flexible plastic, a more flexible polymer. Same thing with the lower arms. You get up in here and you see that there's a little bit of give to that. I like that. That was one of the things that I really liked about the early 2000s figures, when they started to, like the pre-modern, the dark ages, as some people call it, of G.I. Joe, where the figures had a completely different articulation. They still utilized an O-ring. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you one right here. Valor versus Venom. These are O-ring figures, but they have completely different articulation. They have a more pliable plastic. Thumbs aren't going to break. There were some cool designs. They just had the proportions way out of whack on these. I'm a big fan of Spy Troops and Valor versus Venom, but we can talk about those in another video. So let's check out the O-ring in here. That is supposed to be a different material that will not break down as fast. It's more like a dental material for the O-rings in these. Now, if you own O-ring figures or you're familiar with the older ones, you know that some of them, the O-ring will break inside the packaging of a sealed figure. And that has a whole lot to do with the climate in which the figure is kept, and just like heat and whatnot. Let's see what the AK-47 looks like in his hand. I'm not going to put it in here and like twist it or anything, but There we go. I said I wasn't going to do that, and I ended up turning around and doing it. Yeah, there we go. So he holds the rifle well. This is how I always liked to pose my figures when I was a kid. I always had to turn that, and I very rarely had a thumb break, but I never tried to stick anything that didn't look like it was going to fit into their hands. Definitely dig that. And yeah, the thumb, no breakage. It's a little pliable. It's got a little bit of flex, a little bit of give to it. Now, let's see. The officer actually, yeah, I think it was the officer that came with the, hang on a second. I know what we have in here. There should be a mortar, and there should be a bazooka. Yeah, there we go. The bazooka is for the Trooper figure, and it's a throwback to the very first original Sears exclusive Missile Command Center. That figure came with one of these, and the officer came with a mortar to assemble, I believe. And if you recall from the modern style retro figures, and here you also have another AK-47 and a stand. So you have this bazooka, you have the mortar here, which should assemble like so. Yeah, and even these are made of a plastic that doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything. So that's definitely a plus. Let's set that up. The bazooka, the stand. Let's go ahead and put him on this stand here. That piece of paper, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Let's toss it off to the side. Let's put the figure on the stand, see how he feels. If he doesn't go right away, I'm not going to force it. It's probably going to be tight. That actually wasn't too bad at all. But he goes right on there and stands up and looks fantastic. I think this is a great looking figure. They have hit a home run with these O-ring figures, and I hope that they make a lot more of them and make them available at regular retail or through online services. I'd love to be able to buy these in bulk from my distributor. That would be awesome. Now, to show you what I'm going to do with the packaging, you've seen this before. Clamshell case. I also have an officer card. Yes, an officer card back. Let me find... Oh, I know that I've got one here. Yeah, acid-free Ziploc. I want to open this other pack up here real quick before I get into that, because I am going to put the additional accessories into the packs where they belong. What do we have in this one? We have... This one is for the Trooper. That's some nice stuff, man. You got the grease gun that came with Duke originally. It's that same plastic that has that little bit of a glittery effect to it. Then you also have the big machine gun here. I can't recall right off the top of my head what this is patterned after. I think it's a 240, but this originally came with rock and roll. And then you also have what appears to be a type of a Draco AK pistol, and you have an M16. I dig these. These are awesome. And again, I noticed that it has that metallic look to the plastic. The stands, I don't think have... Oh, they do. I was wrong. They do. The stands have that metallic look to them. Pretty cool. So that's actually going to go with the Trooper. We'll take a second look at that here in a minute. But for these, I'm going to put the... Where did the extra AK go? Well, I'm going to have to open another one and look. I might be completely wrong when I said that there was an extra AK in there. I might have just had that one in my hand. I hope that's not the case, but whatever. Anyway, back to reality. Come on. We're going to drop the bazooka in, as well as the AK-47. Get in there. And the figure stand. Get that manipulated around a little bit. There we go. Now, since the mortar is a bit of a larger piece, I'm just gonna let that be out and about with the figure in the case. Figure in, mortar in, accessories. Come on now. Then the card back. There we go. This is my clamshell packaging that I sell in my eBay store. There will be links to these in the description. But personally, I think it looks a lot better than just that flimsy card. And you have the full file card for the figure, for the character, which these file cards are oversized. There's no mistaking these for an original or anything like that. Same thing with the flag points. No mistaking that for an original. And man, I can't get over how good this looks. I'm really happy with it. And I'm not just saying that because I use and sell these cases, but I really like the way this figure looks. I think that they did a phenomenal job on them. The paint on the face, the tone, the color tone of the figure actually matches the artwork on the card. And as you know, some of the vintage O-ring officer and trooper figures, even the Cobra Commanders, the hooded Cobra Commanders specifically, has a very dark look to that blue plastic. And I think that what's happened to it is that it has yellowed over time. So let's toss that guy to the side and take a look at the Cobra. And it just says, his name just says Cobra here. And what did the officer say? Oh, it just says Cobra Officer. So these are patterned after the original cards where it says Cobra Officer, the enemy, and the other one says Cobra Trooper, Cobra the enemy, or codename the enemy. So pop this open here. Yeah, tear into it. Get that little tray out. Toss this aside. We won't be needing it. And again, we have that really nice blue color there. So who all ordered the retro Stinger from Pulse? I got in on some of those. Really dig the fact that they put that it's an O-ring figure that they're releasing with it. And here's that tray. Here we have the Dragunov sniper rifle. Get a good focus on that. You see the metallic look to the plastic here as well. Bring it in on the figure. As you can see with the different helmet, this is a different head mold, possibly a modification to the other mold with the little insignia there. I always thought that insignia should be painted. So what I'm probably going to do is take some matte black paint and paint that insignia so that it matches the artwork. Make the figure just look a little bit neater, a little bit more accurate to the card art. And here we have, yeah. There's the O-ring, and all the same things apply to this figure. The emblem there on the chest, everything looks really, really good. Check out the paint for the eyes. It's about as perfect as you're going to get on one of these O-ring figures. I've seen some of them have messed up paint, and you have the tight joints that are going to stay where you put them. They're loose enough to move without risk of breaking, but they're not like floppy or anything. And overall, I think the quality on these is just awesome. They've really stepped their game up on the O-ring figures. I just wish that we had a larger assortment like we do with the Super 7 reaction figures. Super 7 company is putting out some really nice stuff. as far as the GI Joe reaction figures go, and it's all Sunbow based. It's all based on the cartoon, but these are all these are based on the original O-ring figures. You have that machine gun, and we've already looked at the other weapons. So all these are going to go into a bag, except for the machine gun. It's going to just be in the case with the figure. And you have the figure stand. Yes, I'm putting this one in a clamshell case as well. So, pop him right in there. Man, these look awesome. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with these. And they all have a serial number on the back as well. All the O-ring figures have like their serial number and manufacturing code here on the back. Or somewhere on the figure. I don't remember where it was on Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. I think it might have been in the same place. But it's a laser-etched serialization. Let me get one of these bags over here. One of these acid-free Ziplocs. Little crack sack. Plastic crack sack. Drop in that M16. Drop in the Dragunov. You know what? I like the fact that they're including additional accessories with these figures. No, it doesn't have to be inside the blister for the carded figure. These are basically, with the plastic-free packaging, they are promoting the collecting and promoting the collecting of loose figures and the opening of figures. I mean, that's really all that it comes down to, in my opinion. That closed up. Actually, I need to open that so that air can escape when I fold it up. But there we go. Fold it up real nice. So this piece here, I'm going to keep that with the bipod down. That is not a tripod, as I hear some people call it. It's a bipod. Bi or two legs. Anyway, terminology aside, there's the card back into the tray, locked in place. Now, these clamshell cases are sealable. They are heat sealable. You can staple them, you can tape them, or you can just leave them closed with the locking lugs, as I do, so that you can actually take this figure out at will. Now you see everything is in here. You're not going to get any, it's not like so tight against the window that it's going to move around and give you any paint rub or anything like that. Everything fits in a nice, neat little package here, with the more original styled artwork. And again, you have the oversized file card here on the back. The full file card, not just the little flavor text that they're putting on those. The figures that come with the HasLab Sky Striker. I hope that you all got into the HasLab Sky Striker. The figures that come with that are supposed to feature full file cards, and all the figures are supposed to be carded. It's supposed to be a really nice set. I hope that it is. We're going to open one of those on camera as well. It's just, those are going to be a really fun piece. But here you have this 2-pack, this Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack O-Ring Trooper and Viper, or I'm sorry, not Trooper and Viper, Trooper and Officer set in the clamshell display cases. And all of their accessories fit right in with them. And you know, these figures are just awesome. So if you get a chance to order these before they're sold out, do so. The way I look at it, people are complaining about the price point, but the way that I look at it, if people will pay $30 for a knockoff third-party GI Joe troop building type figure, then they should be willing to pay $20 or $40 for a set of 2, but they should be willing to pay $20 a piece for something like this. This is a really nice Hasbro GI Joe troop building figure. And honestly, they're priced right, in my opinion. A lot of people would argue against that, but if you look at other figures that are comparable to these, and even the, like I said, even the third-party figures, you're going to pay $25 to $35 for those, especially if you come across like one of the many figures that are quote unquote exclusive to a specific seller, then you're going to end up paying, I've seen some of them priced at around $45 or $50. So if you're willing to pay that for a third-party knockoff, then you should be willing to pay $20 for an actual G.I. Joe product. So just kick the camera stand there. Yeah. Anyway, have a good look at these. I'll show them again here in a second. Hit up Hasbro Pulse for this 2-pack exclusive set. If you have the premium membership, you get free shipping, early access to some of the drops and whatnot that they put out. Also, you know, it's $50, and people think $50 is a lot to pay for that. But take into consideration that the first couple times you order, your membership's going to pay for itself in the free shipping. Like this package here, I ordered 3 of these and got free shipping on all of them, and about half of my membership fee was paid for in the shipping just for these 3 boxes. I've ordered a lot of other stuff prior to this, and if you're collecting G.I. Joe, Pulse is a place. You might not get it right on time, but Pulse does have exclusives, and you will get it. You'll get it from Pulse. You know, sometimes the pre-orders, they sell out in the they sell out to the premium members. Had that happen just last week with the Stinger, I think. Something that they put up for sale sold out within the first hour that it was up. And for those of you who don't understand how that happens or how that works, yes, it is an exclusive to them, and yes, it can sell out, but a regular production item, people think that they shouldn't sell out on pre-orders. Well, Pulse is not necessarily Hasbro. They are allocated a certain amount of product, and that's it. They get that amount of product to begin with. They do their pre-orders for it, and if their pre-orders meet or exceed the amount of product that they are allocated, they have to cut it off and show it as out of stock. They are only given so much product. It's just like Walmart. Walmart's only given so much product. Target's only given so much product. That's just how it works. Hasbro Pulse can be looked at as another retailer, but a retailer that does get a lot more exclusive stuff than what you would see at like a Walmart or a Target. All right, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button. Check out the description for links to Facebook groups where you can join communities. I've linked my eBay store into the comments into the description, not the comments, into the description as well. There's some stuff probably popping up around now at the end screen. You can check out that as well. But loving these O-ring figures. Hope to see you all again soon. Yo Joe.